Hi, I'm Justine. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 different Canadian coins. Special coins that have been made to commemorate different events or people or communities. Commemorate means to remember in a special way. So, the Canadian Mint, the Canadian place that makes money, the Canadian Mint creates special coins to remember different things about Canadian history. There are many, many different commemorative Canadian coins. That's a lot of words that start with C. Commemorative Canadian coins. There are many of them, but today I have 10 different commemorative coins to show you. Some loonies and some toonies. Here are 10 interesting Canadian coins. But first, I'm going to show you a regular coin. This is a regular $1 coin. The reason we call it a loonie is because this bird is called a loon. Loons swim in lakes all over Canada. The loon is a very common Canadian bird, and the $1 coin has a loon on the front. So, Canadians call this coin a loonie. This coin has some trees and some land in the background and some water that the loon is swimming in. It also has a Canadian maple leaf symbol. On the back of this loonie, there's a picture of Queen Elizabeth because Canada is part of the British Commonwealth. This coin was minted in 2013. Minted means that that's when the coin was made. So this is a regular loonie. This is a regular toonie. It is a $2 coin. Our $2 coins have two different colors. They are brown like a loonie in the middle and silver on the outside. Regular toonies have a polar bear on the front. This polar bear is on the front of most Canadian toonies. There's also some maple leaves on the bottom and texture on the top. The back of this toonie also has Queen Elizabeth. This toonie was minted in 2018 or 2018. Now let's move on to the interesting coins, these commemorative coins. This loonie was created in honor of the Olympics that were held in Vancouver in 2010. Vancouver is a city on the west coast of Canada. This picture is an Inukshuk. Inukshuks are built by the Inuit people in northern Canada. Inukshuks are structures made with small rocks that are built to show travelers the best path to go somewhere. So in the ice and snow up north in Canada, the Inuit people collect rocks and build these Inukshuks to help people find their way. The back of this coin also has Queen Elizabeth, and it was minted in 2010. This coin is quite dirty, but it is a coin that is commemorating the life of L.M. Montgomery. L.M. Montgomery was a famous writer. She was an author that lived in Prince Edward Island. Prince Edward Island is on the east coast of Canada, and the books that L.M. Montgomery wrote were about Anne of Green Gables. Anne of Green Gables is a character that lives on Prince Edward Island. On this coin, there are some trees in the background and some Prince Edward Island soil. The soil in Prince Edward Island is red, so you can see the red soil depicted here on the coin. As well, there are some green fields. I think the green fields are probably potatoes because PEI, Prince Edward Island, is famous for growing lots of potatoes. You can also see a book and a cup of tea, and L.M. Montgomery is holding a quill pen. Her signature is also here at the bottom. The way that L.M. Montgomery signed her name is on the bottom of the coin. This coin has King Charles on the back. After Queen Elizabeth died, her son Charles became the king. This is a new coin. This coin was printed in 2024 after Queen Elizabeth died. So it has a picture of King Charles. This is a coin that is celebrating the life of Oscar Peterson. He was a famous musician from Quebec in Canada. Quebec is a province in Canada. Oscar Peterson was a very famous jazz pianist. He played the piano in a jazz style. He was a civil rights activist, and his favorite color was purple. So his purple favorite color is on here, and these are the notes to one of his songs called The Hymn to Freedom, which was one of his civil rights songs. There's a great documentary about Oscar Peterson if you're interested. This coin has Queen Elizabeth on the back, and it was minted or printed in 2022 or 2022. This coin shows Terry Fox. Terry Fox was only 21 years old when he had his leg removed due to cancer. He had to have his leg amputated, and he used a prosthetic leg. In this picture, you can see he is running, and he has one healthy leg and one prosthetic leg. Terry started the Marathon of Hope on the east coast of Canada to raise money for cancer research. Unfortunately, Terry died before he finished his marathon, but everybody in Canada has been taught to remember about Terry's legacy, and every year we have a Terry Fox run where people in almost every town across all of Canada holds a Terry Fox run and raises money to send to the Canadian Cancer Research Society. This coin was minted in 2005, and also has a picture of Queen Elizabeth on the back. The next coin is a toonie. This toonie is celebrating the art of Bill Reid. Bill Reid is an Indigenous artist from the west coast of Canada. This is Haida art. So this style of art is very common in the west coast communities, specifically the Haida Nation. Bill Reid is a very famous artist that comes from the west coast of Canada. The back of this coin has Queen Elizabeth on it again, it was minted in 2020. This coin is a regular polar bear toonie, but you can see the outside of the coin is a different color. The outside of the coin is black. This coin was created after Queen Elizabeth died. So it's a commemorative coin of Queen Elizabeth's life, and it's black to signify being in mourning. So it's in memory of Queen Elizabeth's death. This coin was made in 2022. So it looks like a regular toonie, but you can see that the color is a little bit different from the other ones. This coin is celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Canadian Air Force. So it's called the Royal Canadian Air Force, or the RCAF. And it shows a bunch of different jets from all jets and airplanes from the history of the Royal Canadian Air Force. It shows an airplane here with the Royal Canadian Air Force symbol and the years 1924 to 2024. It is blue and red. And it has King Charles on the back, and this one was printed in 2024. This coin is celebrating the Inuit people of northern Canada. There are ulus around the side. There's 4 different ulus here. An ulu is a special kind of knife that the Inuit people make to help them when they harvest their food from the ocean. So they use the curved blade to skin or separate the meat from the hide or the skin of the animal. And then the flat part on top is the handle that they hold with their hands. And then these are just 4 different styles of ulus that are used in the north of Canada. In the middle, we have different animals from the sea. But on here on this side, we have the spirit of the sea. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this, but I think that her name is Nuliajuk. Nuliajuk is the spirit of the sea. And here she is shown with a walrus, a narwhal, 2 beluga whales, and a seal. This is a seal here. And this is a type of fish called a char, an Arctic char fish. So this coin shows the traditional Inuit foods from the sea and the spirit of the sea. In the middle, at the bottom, this is a traditional symbol that's used in Inuit tattooing and also in their clothing. And we also have the Canadian maple leaves on the front and King Charles on the back. This coin was created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the discovery of insulin. Insulin was discovered by scientists in a lab in Toronto, which is in Ontario, a province in Canada. So this is celebrating the Canadian contribution to diabetes, life-saving diabetes around the world. Diabetes used to be a death sentence, but now with insulin, people with diabetes can live healthy lives for many, many years. So this shows some of the tools used. This is a mortar and pestle, and this is a tube of some kind, and there's a maple leaf and a vial of insulin, as well as these are showing blood cells here on the sides. This coin was minted in 2021, the 100th year anniversary, 1921 to 2021. And the back has Queen Elizabeth. This coin was created for National Indigenous Day. The design here was created by 3 people from different nations in Canada. Here we have the ulu that was on this Inuit coin from before. The Inuit people make these ulu knives. And the ulu also has an inukshuk on it. The inukshuk, remember, was on the Vancouver Olympic coin. So we have an ulu with the inukshuk from the Inuit people. This design from the Dene, or First Nations people, has some flowers and butterflies. And this design from the Métis people has a traditional beaded flower and a sash, a Métis sash, as well as the infinity symbol. This coin also has the phases of the moon along one side and Queen Elizabeth on the back. This coin was made in 2023. I hope you liked my video on loonies and toonies. Keep watching English Sponge for lots more great English comprehensible input, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
If you want more videos like this, go to EnglishSponge.com. On the website, you can find videos from many different teachers. You can choose which level you want. A1 beginner, A2 beginner, B1 intermediate, or B2 upper intermediate. You can choose which accent you want to listen to. American, British, Australian, and also other accents. You can choose which topic you want to listen to. And you can choose which grammar point you want to focus on. The website will track your time, so you can see how many minutes you have listened to comprehensible input today, yesterday, and for the whole month. So go to EnglishSponge.com. The link is in the description of the video.